Welcome to our Festival of Music, where a blend of voices and instruments come together. Our special guests this week. So sit back and enjoy Reno's old-time music. And now, Ronnie Reno.
Hey, welcome to our show tonight, and I've got some great things I'd like to show y'all. It's going back in my archives of old vintage videos that I have. I have some of the great footage of Lester Flatt, of Mac Wiseman, of the Reno and Smiley, the Stanley Brothers, Tony Rice, Sam Bush, and we wanted to share some of those great clips with y'all. I'm calling this my Hall of Fame series, and we're so glad that you're watching us tonight. I know you're going to enjoy each and every one of them.
If I should be living when Jesus comes and could know the day and the hour, I'd like to be standing at Mother's tomb when Jesus comes in His power. Will be a wonderful, happy day up there on the golden strand, where I can hear Jesus, my Savior, say, shake hands with Mother again. I'd like to say, Mother, this is your boy you left when you went away. And now, my dear Mother, it gives me great joy to see you again today. Will be a wonderful, happy day up there on the golden strand, where I can hear Jesus, my Savior, say, shake hands with Mother again. There's coming a time when we all will go home to be with our loved ones up there, where we can see Jesus upon His throne in that bright city so fine. Will be a wonderful, happy day up there on the golden strand, where I can hear Jesus, my Savior, say, shake hands with Mother again.
All right, Jimmy. Nice to have you. Nice to have you. Welcome, everybody, to Reno's Old Time Music Festival. And my special guest this week is the King of Bluegrass, Mr. Jimmy Martin. Welcome, Jimmy.
Well, Ronnie, it's good to see you.
Well, we're tickled to
I've
have
heard
you,
so
Jimmy.
much about your show.
Well, thank you, and I've been trying for a long time to get you. It's been sort of coon hunting has been in my way for
for a little while.
Well, if you want me to do something, don't call me in November
Oh, I
or
don't.
December, January, February, because I've got
You're doing
4
okay.
good coon dogs,
Yes,
Tom
sir.
T. Hall and George Jones. And,
Oh, I know.
and I got one called
Yeah.
Turbo I just bought.
Oh, you did?
He's wild.
Is he really?
You can't snap your fingers fast as that son of a gun can bark up a tree when that coon's up there.
Well, you know, you had one of
What?
the greatest coon dogs in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't
Old Pete.
you? Yes, sir.
He's the #1 coon dog, and I've been selling albums on him. He's been dead for 10 years,
Bless
and
his
he's
heart.
still paying the gas and filling up the tank with selling cassettes and stuff of Old Pete.
Oh, that's great.
And even went one time, let's see, where was it? Up north somewhere. And the first thing they said when they hit the stage was Alaska.
Uh-huh.
I was up there for 7 days. Auditorium was full. And the time we sung the second song, Ronnie, they was hollering, "Let's hear Old Pete." I said, "You've not heard that up here, have you?"
Ah, that's great. Let's talk acoustic and bluegrass music, Jimmy. I know back in 1949 you went to work with Mr. Bill Monroe on
Yeah.
the Grand Ole Opry.
Uh-huh.
And tell us a little bit about that era and when you came into the music.
Well, I really started out with a fellow by the name Tex Clymer and the Blue Band Coffee Boys
Right.
up in Morristown, Tennessee, and worked for Kaz Walker.
Yes, I know Cass.
Then I'd heard Bill and Lester and Earl and Cedric Rainwater and Chubby Wise.
Oh, boy.
They sound so good to me.
They all
And I
started.
always told my mother that I'd like to sing in Bill Monroe's quartet.
Yeah.
And one of these days, they might hear me down there.
That's
And
great.
when I went to work with Bill, I knew every part in his quartet. I told him I could sing bass, baritone, lead, or tenor. I said, but I can't sing tenor as good as you now, Bill.
That's right. That's
and,
right.
And he asked me when I went down first to see the Opry.
That's great.
I got me a room in Sam Davis Hotel, and I got me a room so I could see the Grand Ole Opry. I wouldn't get lost.
Oh, yeah.
And I met Bill at the back of the Opry, you know, the old
Yes, I
Ryman.
do. Yes, I do.
And I told him all of this. I knew his records and loved to hear him and Lester sing.
Oh, yeah.
And after he heard me say I knew all the parts in his quartet, and he asked me in to sing one with him.
Yeah.
Matt
well,
Wiseman was working for him at that time.
Right.
So I sung in 2 or 3 songs with him, and the crowd got together in the room, and
Yeah.
Roy Acuff stuck his head in there and said, "Hey, Bill," says, "that boy ain't akin to you." Bill
that
says,
right?
"No, he's not." But Roy looked at him and said, "Boy, he sure sounds good with you, I'll
Oh,
tell you
yeah,
that." So
yeah.
Bill hired me that night.
That's great. And you worked how many years with Bill, Jimmy?
I left once and went back and helped him record the album. I was with him twice, altogether around 5 years.
Oh, that was a great time in your life.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I
And
wasn't back up from nothing.
Yeah.
Ride and sleep on a shoulder all night long.
Oh, I
Your
know.
dad knows what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yes. Yes, I
He
do.
worked with Bill Monroe.
Oh, that's right. In fact, he had just left. when
In
you
fact, about it, maybe some young people out there would like to know that it's not easy to make a living at nothing you go at.
were- well, no.
And we rode with the bass tied on top when I was with Bill. Of course, me and the Osborne brothers done the same thing.
Right.
And me and Paul Williams and J.D. Crowe tied the bass on top.
Oh, yeah.
And 6 of us would ride in the car.
Yeah, for hundreds of miles.
Yeah. Many a time Rudy Lyles, the banjo player with Bill, would be sitting over here, and his head would be laying against the door, and I'd be laying on his shoulder.
Right.
Charlie Klein would be laying on mine.
Oh, yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
I'd lay over on Rudy's shoulder, and Charlie Klein lay on mine. When you get tired,
Yeah, right.
you give out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Hey,
I do.
Ronnie, I'd say, would you change sides here? Let's lay over this way, and you lay on this side.
It's come a pretty good ways since those days, but that was the love of the music, Jimmy.
Yeah, well,
That was the
today you hear a lot of people say, well, you just can't make it by playing bluegrass.
Yeah.
Well, your daddy did, didn't he?
Oh, yes,
And you
a
played
lot of people
bluegrass
did.
ever since you've been into
Oh,
the business.
sure,
You was
sure.
with the Osborne brothers.
Yeah.
You've traveled that hard road.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't really get to where you make it till you get like that there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
it
true.
don't come easy. You have
No,
to
no.
work hard.
Well,
and you have to put, to any musician that plays bluegrass or country music,
Right.
you have to put your whole heart and soul in it and don't back up.
That's true.
When they say, you can't make a living by playing bluegrass, I said, are you sure you can play it?
Yeah, well, you have done
Thank you.
exceptionally well, Jimmy,
Thank
in
you.
this industry.
Well, you have too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I tell you what, we've talking so much about this music. I want these people to hear you and the Sunny Mountain Boys sing one for me.
Well, I'd like to do it for you, and like to do it for all the folks that's listening in out there, and hope they like it.
They will. Thank you, Jimmy, and I want to do one with you at the end of the show also.
Okay.
All right.
I'll and your brothers.
You bet. You bet.
Okay,
Appreciate
we'll do
it.
that.
Okay. Would y'all please make welcome my very special guest doing It Takes One to Know One, Jimmy Martin and the Sunny Mountain Boys.
It takes one to know one, and I know you. A little tear to your smile, I see through. You've been hurt, and you're frightened, you're so blue. It takes one to know one, and I know you. Girl, please take hold of my hand. You can go on and cry, I'll understand. Hey, no mind if I cry a little too. It takes one to know one, and I know you. It takes one to know one, and I know you. A little tear to your smile, I see through. You've been hurt, and you're frightened, you're so blue. It takes one to know one, and I know you. Little girl, you stand out in a crowd. You're laughing, you're talking much too loud. But I see a little tear peeking through. It takes one to know one, and I know you. It takes one to know one, and I know you. A little tear to your smile, I see through. You've been hurt, and you're frightened, you're so blue. It takes one to know one, and I know you. It takes one to know one, and I know you.
again Jimmy Martin.
I was born way down low in the Southland, 20 some odd years ago. I ran away for the first time when I was 4 years old and I flew on mine. My little home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. Got a gal in Cincinnati, got a woman in San Antonio. Said I always love the girl next door, but any place is home, I'm a people man. My little home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. This worn out guitar I carried an old toe sack. I've hawked it about 200 times. Said I always get it back. I'm a free-born man. My little home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad. Song. May not like the way I talk, you'll like the way I'm gone. I'll be on mine. My little home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. I'm a free-born man. Is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track.
Yes, sir. All right. The king of bluegrass, Mr. Jimmy Martin. Fantastic job, Jimmy.
Well, thank you.
The brothers and I are thrilled to death to have you on the Old Time Music Festival.
Ronnie, it's been so long since I've been on stage with you.
You bet.
It's good to see you, and I'll have to say I like that shirt you got on.
Thank you, sir. I like that suit you got on, too.
Well, thank you. If I had another, I'd give it to you.
Thank you. Tell you what we're going to do this week. We're going to close the Old Time Music Festival out with the Jimmy Martin Standard. In fact, this is the song that Jimmy did on the Will the Circle Be Unbroken album, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. We'd like to get him to do it for us. It's called Will the Circle Be Unbroken.
Will you sing it with us?
I will help you.
And your brothers?
You bet.
All right. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home waiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I was standing by my window on a cold, long, hot, cloudy day. saw the first come rolling for to carry my mother. Well, the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better on the way in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Lord, I told the Undertaker, said Undertaker, please God, for the body you are home. Lord, I hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home waiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Went back home, my home was lonesome. Look for our mother, she was gone. Our good brother sit there crying. What a home, so sad. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home waiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
All right, Mr. Jimmy Martin.